Hello, my name is Jacob Bollinger, and this is my first video post for jacobbollinger.com. I am a cognitive neuroscientist at UCSF, and today we'll be talking about something pretty cool, I think, and that is commercially available EEG devices. The first one we'll talk about is the Neural Impulse Actuator, or the NIA, and it looks something like this. Now here is the amplifier, and here is the headset, which just sort of goes on your head, something like this. Now it has 3 forehead sensors, and the main application of this device is in gaming. What you're supposed to be able to do is hook this up to, for example, a first-person shooter game, and theoretically you're supposed to be able to perhaps control your weapon based upon EEG signals recorded with this device rather than actually having to physically hit a button. Now I find this a little bit difficult to imagine because this device is rather cheaply made, and it makes it very difficult to get reliable and clean EEG data from it. In addition, you are tethered to whichever device you decide to plug this into. Now these are a couple of the reasons why I actually did not like this device all that much. A device I liked a little bit better was the MindFlex, and the headset for that looks something like this. Now you also purchase external games, and one you may have seen is the one where you control the flight of a ball through a series of hoops within a maze. And this device communicates with that via RF, so therefore it is wireless, which is great. It records EEG data from a single electrode in the middle of your forehead here. One thing I did not like about this device is that all of the measures I could get out of it were sort of black box computations, things like mindfulness or meditation, and it's really hard to tell what's going on with the data when you're dealing with a black box computation like that, and therefore that's the main reason why I did not like this device very much either. One device that I actually did like was the MindWave, and it looks something like this. It resembles a phone headset, and like a phone headset you slip it over your head like this, and here's the EEG sensor in the middle of your forehead. You simply clip the ground onto your ear like this, and I've already turned the device on, and it communicates with the laptop via this RF receiver here plugged into the USB, and basically I have a MATLAB script set up here that if I just hit play, what we'll get is real-time EEG data being transmitted from this EEG sensor to the RF and to the computer. And here in a second it should come up, and there we go. Here is the actual raw signal, and here is something utilizing the P-Welch transform function in MATLAB. And essentially what it is a measure of power spectral density, and where red indicates high power and blue indicates low power, and what we see is high power in the alpha range, or 8 to 12 hertz, which is what we would expect. Now if I let this return to baseline here, and I blink twice, what we see here are my blinks. And so with a couple of seconds delay, what we have is real-time EEG data from a commercially available device. Now essentially the world is now our oyster. We can take any of these measures and use them to trigger an external device such as a light switch or an iPhone app, and these are some of the applications I'll be looking to do in the near future. So there you have it, real-time EEG data from a commercially available device, the MindWave. Please stay tuned for future posts from jacobbollinger.com. Thank you.